Hey guys, so today I came to sell something to Bakersfield. I usually drop things off for people. Like, I sell a lot of stuff. If you guys have been following me, you guys know I sell a lot of stuff. I've been selling for a while, since I could sell stuff. Like, yeah, so I sell stuff and I drop it off. If the customer wants me to drop it off, I don't mind dropping it off. I don't mind coming to drop it off. So today I was gonna drop off a hat. It was a vintage hat, and we had already agreed to a price. The price was basically $25, and I'm like, you know what? I don't use a hat, and I sell a lot of stuff, so I need room for other stuff. So I was like, I'm gonna take the hat to the guy. We had agreed. I'm like, I'm gonna drop it off, and so I get to his house, and I told him, I'm here, I'm outside. He doesn't come out. It's been 6 minutes. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go ring his doorbell. He had a ring doorbell, and I kind of felt a little bit of anxiety because I usually don't do that. I just wait till they come out, and I'm like, pues, it's already been 6 minutes. I'm not gonna wait more. Usually I just leave, or yes, but I'm like, okay, I'm just trying to get rid of this hat at this point, and I know it's worth, but sometimes I just let stuff go because I need more room. So he opened the door and he was all like, oh, no solicitations. And he told me, like, kind of rudely, like kind of like when you do like a rude mean joke. And I was just like, okay. So I brought you the hat, and I told him in English, and then he starts telling me in Spanish, like, oh yeah, you brought me the hat. But he was like so like mad, and I'm like, okay, I never know what people are going through or whatever, so I don't like to assume stuff. So I'm like, okay, whatever, okay. So I'm like, here's the hat, like, basically, can we just, like, here's your hat, can you give me the money? And he was like, oh, you know what, I think this is a nice hat, but I don't think it's gonna fit me. And he tries it on, and it literally fits him. I show him on my iPhone camera, and it fits him. And so he started saying that it didn't fit him and that it wasn't his size, and we literally look at the size, and it's his size that he said. And so he's just like, where did you come from? And I was like, oh, I came from over here. And I was just like acting like it was far, and I was like, oh yeah, it was very far, whatever. And he just wanted to know stuff, and I was like, okay, so the hat. And he's like, oh, I'm not gonna want it because it's a very pretty hat, whatever, it's nice, but I'm not gonna want it because basically that he didn't want to pay for it. And then before he said that, he had told me, you know what, I'm a seller too, like, I sell stuff too. And because he was asking me, like, whose hat is it? And I'm like, it's nobody's, I just sell stuff. And so he had asked me that first, and I'm like, oh, it's nobody's, I just sell stuff. And he's like, okay, well, this hat's not good enough for me, like, it's not even that nice, and I'm not gonna give you the price for it. And I was like, what? And then he's all like, I sell stuff too. And I'm like, okay, whatever, who cares if you sell stuff, good for you. I don't care, like, I'm just trying to drop off the hat at this point. And so he tells me, like, what's the lowest that you'll take? And I'm like, literally 25 is the lowest because it's a vintage hat, it's literally worth more. And he's all like, well, you're gonna have to forgive me, but I'm not gonna give you that much. And basically the hat is not worth that much. And he was telling me all mad, and I feel like throughout the whole conversation, like, he was trying to get me mad. But I'm like, I'm so used to it. Like, I've sold so many stuff over the years, guys. Like, if you guys look at my pages, I've sold so many stuff. Like, I've dealt with different types of people. Like, I know when it's a seller, I know when it's a customer. Like, I know what you're up to at this point. So I'm like, okay, like, so I didn't tell him nothing. I'm like, okay, well, if you're only gonna give me $15, like, at that point, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna take it back, and I'm gonna go home because that price is not good enough. And yeah, so he's like, oh, well, you're gonna have to forgive me, but I'm not gonna give you that price, and blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, yeah. And then I just left, and no hard feelings, but it's like, so you mean you just wanted me to go to discourage me because you've seen that I sell stuff? And sorry guys, it's shaking because it's on my sister's thing. I'm just gonna hold it, but yeah. So I'm like, you just like did all that so you could discourage me? Like, you really took the time out of your day. And it was like an old man. I don't have a problem with old people or anything, like, but I just think, like, if I was like an old lady, I would be like doing something else, like making use of my time instead of hating on somebody like that. And to me, like, it's not a problem if somebody else sells stuff. Like, they could sell clothes. Like, if I sell clothes, I'm not gonna be like, oh my gosh, why are they selling clothes on Facebook? Like, why are they doing that? Like, I hate them. I don't have a problem with people. I don't really see them as a competition because everybody has their own life. Everybody has their own thing, you know. Everybody has their own skills. Everybody's unique in their own way. So I don't understand this man. And I'm like, you really took the time out of your day to do all this shit. But it's like, when I come to Bakersfield, I don't waste my time like that. Like, if I'm going to drop off something in Bakersfield or in a certain city, like, I'm already gonna do something there. So just in case, like, the transaction doesn't go well. So it's like this man was trying to, like, make me feel like I wasted my time and trying to make me feel bad. Like, basically, like stop doing what you're doing. Like, don't sell no more. So I'm like, whatever. And now I'm on here on YouTube doing this story for you guys, so you guys could know what kind of people you're gonna encounter if you guys ever sell stuff. But yeah, I just thought it was like kind of like funny at the same time, because it's like, just because you hate on me, it doesn't mean I'm gonna give you the same back. Like, you could hate me all you want, and you could hate what I do, and you could hate me for selling, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna hate you too. Like, I could care less. Like, right now, I'm living my life, he's living his life. Like, he could still be on my page hating on me. And so I have been having a problem with Facebook, guys. So it says that I'm at risk, like, for my Facebook to be like not able to sell, like, so I can't post stuff to sell. And I'm like, that problem has like only happened if somebody's reporting my listings, because it's happened before that somebody reported my listings. And I'm not a fraud or anything. Like, some people are just haters like that. So I'm like, who is reporting the items that I'm selling on Facebook? And so right now I met this old man, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's probably him, because I've been trying to update my listings, and because sometimes I update the description or whatever, I update the photos, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it was probably him, since he's like so invested. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I freaking blocked him. And usually when that happens to me, like, if I encounter like a lowballer, even through messages, I don't deal with it. Like, you're not gonna be lowballing me on my products that I'm selling. Like, you're either gonna give me the price or don't even be messaging me. You know, I'm sorry, but if you don't have the money to shop for things, why are you shopping? Just like, don't message me, and maybe buy something else. Like, I'm not gonna let you lowball me. So yeah, there's all different types of customers, and I respect everybody's income and everything, whatever. But it's like, when I get lowballed, it wastes my time. Like, right now, how this old man tried to waste my time. And, you know, I gotta make profit. I have to pay bills. I have to pay stuff. And yeah, I just don't understand the whole thing. And there's literally room for everybody. I never look at another boutique, or I never look at somebody that sells stuff. You know, if my sister started selling stuff, if my cousin started selling stuff, I never think like, oh my gosh, like, I hate them. Why are they selling stuff? Like, they need to be like shut down or whatever. Like, I don't think like that. I'm like, I don't really care. Like, you guys could sell whatever you want. You guys could sell freaking underwear. You could sell bras. I don't care. Like, no, I really don't care. Like, I'm just trying to make money for myself so I could pay my bills and, you know, afford my life. You know, at the end of the day, that's what I'm doing. I don't think like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to get ahead of them. I'm trying to compete. And it's just crazy. Like, this old man, like, shouldn't you be like doing something else? Like, maybe go on a boat or something, go fishing, you know, go see what you could do, what you haven't done with your life before your life is over, instead of like doing all this shit. Like, you really did all this shit. And yeah, so I'm not a hater, guys. And yeah, I just find it weird that people think like that. Like, oh my gosh, like, literally Facebook is full of customers and sellers. If somebody that's not a seller, it's gonna be a customer buying. Or if it's like a seller, sometimes another seller buys from another seller. And yeah, like, there's room for everybody. Like, I don't understand the need for all that. Like, he basically told me I sell stuff too. I'm like, okay, like, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to like shut you down too? Like how you're trying to like do all this to me? Like, do you want me to be like, oh, well, your stuff's not worth it? Like, no, honey, I don't care. I don't care how much you make. I don't care how much you sell. Like, I'm in my own world. Like, at that point, I am. Like, I don't really care what you sell. And not trying to be mean or nothing, but it's like, do you think McDonald's is focused on how many burgers In-N-Out fucking sells? Sorry, guys, I had to cuss because, oh my god, this man. Do you think McDonald's is worried about how much Applebee's sells? Do you think they're worried? Do you think they check up on them? No, they just make their money. Do you think Estee Lauder checks up on Lancome? No, they don't care. They're making their money. And that's the difference between me. And I know how to sell. And if this old man didn't buy it, somebody else will. Like, I have so much experience selling. I don't really care, dude. Like, okay, bye, sir. Gonna go make a YouTube video about it. Gonna go tell my audience to, you know, learn from this video, make use of my time. That's how I am. Gotta make time useful. And yeah, guys, so that's my story for today that happened to me. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you guys ever become a seller, if you guys take my tips, just know that there will be people like that will try to be freaking haters, and there's room for everybody. Like, you know, if I sold glasses, you guys could sell glasses too. You guys could do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. But some people, I don't know why they think like that. Like, there's like a whole bunch of car dealerships, and it's like if there was only one dealership. Like, bruh, sometimes people like different stuff. Like, bruh, there's so much. Everybody wants variety. And yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed my video, and yeah, bye guys.